Super awkward Funcast. You're listening to the Super Awkward Funcast. Yeah. Steve.
The show.
Steve Kaufmann.
You're right, she didn't even get to introducing me.
He's just so excited to be here.
I was so excited to be here, I just cut you off completely.
That's what we do on this show.
I've actually listened to the show since that first episode.
It's like Nashville, you know?
Wow, okay. The TV show or the
No, the
city?
movie. The movie.
The movie now?
The Robert Altman movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's way too many
We
Nashvilles.
talk over each other.
Okay.
We've established this.
I've actually listened to the episodes since the first episode, and I think it's really cool that I got to set, like, the tone and pace. Well, or it was like half of the tone and pace of a whole podcast. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's good to be back.
It's good to be back, yes.
Wow, okay.
It is.
Elle went through some surgery since the first episode. She had the Robert Downey Jr. surgery.
I had to, contractually.
Contractually?
It's a callback, sorry.
That's, you know.
You'll get it later, guys. Go back to the first episode. Jezebel says hi, everybody.
Yeah,
that's the bunny. She's the one in the corner. She's in a cage. Because that's where bunnies belong. Am I right? Am I right, everybody?
Damn.
Don't you come out of your cage.
Why shouldn't bunnies drive cars?
They're people too, right?
Because they're bunnies. Why couldn't the bunny Helen Keller see?
Why?
She was blind.
That could be the reason.
Yes.
That's probably the reason.
That's...
So religion, huh?
Is that how we're segueing into this? Okay.
I don't do segues.
Fair enough.
Unless they're awkward.
Or unless you're in Disney World and you're a manager.
Yeah, or unless I'm, damn it.
Unless you're Gob.
Unless I'm Gob, yeah. Gob.
Gob, G-O-B.
G-O-B, yeah, you know me.
George Oscar Bluth.
Junior.
Is it George Oscar Bluth Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Oh, because the dad's name is also George.
Yeah. That's an Arrested Development reference. If you don't get it, fuck you.
Wow.
I said it.
Some of us didn't catch that show on Netflix until very recently.
I'm sorry.
Like, I don't judge, really. Some people missed that shit. So
look it up.
Some of us didn't watch very much TV back in, like, 2002 when that show was on.
I apologize.
No, I'm sticking up for fictitious people.
Sorry, fictitious people.
But religion. What were
Which one is the best?
They're all bad. Like,
they're so good, right? All of them. You can't choose.
No, I just dislike... Because I am...
Islamic?
No, that would be... The goatee. The goatee would make you think.
He has a goatee, guys.
That's goatee, and I do have, like, more Middle Eastern European feature. Like, I love how I made those both things. But, like, I have a very German... Like, I have a wide range when it comes to characters that I could just do. Like, with some bronzer, I probably could drive a cab on a TV show. It would be
one?
like...
Which cab?
Name it.
How about the cash cab? They need a little more diversity on that show.
They do actually need a lot of diversity on the cash cab. But to get into religion, just my growth with religion is I'm the youngest of three. I'm from Philadelphia. My father was the second oldest of six in a really big Christian family where that's what you did. That's what you did. You had a wife. You got a job. You made a bunch of babies. No, you work and then you come home and drink. That sounds weird, but it's like you come home and you eat dinner and then you watch the Phillies game.
Right.
And you have a beer and you wake up and you do it again and then you get we had a trailer in Cape May Courthouse in New Jersey and you get the summer and you make a bunch of kids and that's your life and that's I'm the youngest of those three and what I can honestly say about religion is I was baptized I was baptized Christian and you don't really get a choice in that matter. Like baptism as a baby, you get no choice. 'Cause I
hate that.
Because I don't remember my baptism because a person's not making memories until they're like 2, maybe 3.
I didn't get baptized. They kept putting it off.
Really?
And so it didn't never happen.
So it just never happened? Well, here's the thing, and then I went to public school, but I still went to It was called CCD because it's normally Sunday school, but the Catholic school in my neighborhood had what was called CCD, and you had to go there.
Sounds like a disease.
It does. It felt like a disease to a kid. To a kid who just wanted to go home and play video games, he's got to have... Oh, God.
I want specifics.
Oh, God. Mario Brothers 3, I could...
What about
that
Sega?
Was a good... I didn't have a Sega.
Aw.
I was a Nintendo household until the PS1.
I see. Game Boy. I had Game Boy.
Game Boy. Oh, the Game Boy. Like there
Jeopardy. They had Jeopardy on it.
They had everything for the Game Boy. And CCD would be Sunday school, but it would be like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and it was essentially, to me, like it was just like an extra hour and a half of school. Like from go, I'm like, I don't like this. And then we would go to mass every Sunday, and I'd have to go to CCD like every Wednesday, and just on the outside, I'm just like, but that's like so much more. Like, I could be one of the best Super Mario Brothers 3 players in the world if I wasn't at Sunday Mass and then CCD, but ultimately I'm really happy I did both of those things, because if you don't grow up with religion, like, you really just don't have it. Friends of mine who were around my age, that their parents went the other way, which was, we're gonna let them grow up without any religion, but let them choose when they become adults. And those people that I'm talking about just didn't choose a religion, like, at all. Didn't explore religion. It just wasn't something in their lives, where I think you miss something there, too, that there's something to be said about the human condition and about morality in understanding religion. And throughout my life, like, I was never that serious. I was never that serious about it. I was confirmed Catholic, mainly because I'm the youngest of three, and the other two had no choice in the matter. And there came a time where I had, like, third child syndrome, where I almost got a choice, and the other two are like, no. He's going to be Stephen Thomas Kaufmann because...
STK.
What? STJK. It's my actual middle name. Wow.
JK.
So easy to lose my train of thought on that one, on that call out. And I think we're just going to laugh this out because this is going to go away.
Religion.
This is all going to... But I was confirmed Catholic. Confirmed Catholic, I jumped back in because I was out of Sunday school for a little bit to move to another neighborhood that was Sunday school. And I took a class in college because I was, after confirmed Catholic, at some point we all just stopped going to church because none of us were really that into it. Like, I'm a family of five, we just weren't that into it. It was just kind of, we don't, like, we're good people, but, like, I don't like the idea of, like, this system that you have to follow our specific beliefs.
I agree. I hate organized religion, the idea of organized religion. Which
kind of gets me to my point that I studied to a certain extent in a full course, and then just independently, I've studied in every major religion there is. Like, I have a basic understanding of every major religion, and there are a lot of things that ring true, and there are a lot of things that stay the same with every religion. But the general thing I realized was it's faith. It's the ability to just, you got to prove it.
You got to have faith.
You got to have faith because you can't prove it.
Yeah.
And I always had my issues with the idea of faith, and for a little bit of time in my earlier 20s, I would tell people I was an atheist.
It's just easier.
It's easier, but as of late, are you on Reddit at all?
No.
Then save yourself. Don't do it. It's a pit.
No.
It's a rabbit hole. It's the internet.
I'm barely on Tumblr.
But if you thought the internet was taking up so much of your time right now, don't go on Reddit. It's the rabbit hole of the internet. Like, you don't...
Don't worry, I won't. I don't play Facebook games either, except for some friends. I mean, how are you not going to play that? I mean,
that is a Facebook game, though. But
I mean, it's the only one that I play.
But
I don't play all that Yoville and all that.
But there's a subreddit, because on Reddit there's subreddits. R atheism, or the R is the coding for subreddit. Atheism. And, like, I'm going to say about 60% of the people on that subreddit are dicks. Like, make a point to, like, pull out an article where somebody missteps or talks about God or this or that. And like, oh, look at that idiot. Believing in God, blah, 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 blah. And it took me a really long time of reading them and really thinking on it that, like, I'm not actually an atheist.
Yeah, me neither.
Because to be an atheist is to say, I know there isn't a God.
And it's just as difficult to say that as it is to say that you know that there is a God and you have faith. I mean, it's still a matter of faith.
Well, from
you're putting faith in something. You're not using logical reason to say, like, oh, there's no God at all. Like, that's just as close-minded as saying there is a God and this is what he does and this is how he works.
And that's kind of what I've fallen on, that I just, this idea that because they also believe that science...
This is a super deep show, dude.
It is. That's what I told you. I was like, we're going to have a deep one. I'll talk about farts later.
Farts. And giggles.
Farts. The idea, and it's also the idea that science can explain everything. It just hasn't. Because whereas deep down inside, I genuinely don't feel, and maybe it's because I grew up religious in general, that I'm like, I just don't know. I think something governs our universe. I think someone over the course of time started calling that person God.
I agree.
And I just don't, I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not going to say science can solve everything. I'm not going to and for the longest time, I thought I was unique until, in the world we live in, there's a word for that, and it's very strictly agnostic.
Exactly.
Although there are like variations on the definition of agnostic. That one is like one idea of agnostic is like you believe in God, that you don't believe in any specified religion. Mm-hmm. At which point that ain't me, because I don't believe. Help me out here.
I don't believe in.
I don't believe that anyone knows if there is or isn't a God, myself included, science included, and that I'd much rather go on about my day and spend that time bettering the world and bringing my presence to other people. And my brother studied religion way more heavily than I did, and he could go round and round with me about this, and with like old scripture and even older hieroglyphics and just general astrology and all these things, where it's just but I just don't want to talk about it sometimes. I'd much rather just go on about my day and not talk about religion, which we're about that point where we can move on to that kind of philosophy helped me move through the way I kind of live my life day to day and handle situations. And it all started in the schoolyard when I was playing poker.
Poker! I love poker.
No Limit Texas Hold'em. That was the game of choice in the schoolyard.
I love No Limit Texas Hold'em.
Starting in... and one thing I learned about that game that helped me learn a lot about life is that you can only control what you can control. So if you get down pocket aces and then somebody rivers or whatever and you lose, you can't control that.
It's not up to you. Yeah.
But what you can control is whether that guy sees a river, how much that guy's paying to see a river.
Or girl.
Person. I'm used to being at a poker table with a lot of dudes. It's a dude prevalent world. How that person has acted in the past and what you knew about what they did. There's just such a fundamental that I kind of broke it down into 2 sentences. The relieving thing about poker is you're only responsible for what you're responsible for. And that's the same with life, because the stressful thing about poker is you're only responsible for what you're responsible for. So in poker, you're not responsible for the cards and the way they fall. You're not responsible for how people act. You're not responsible for things you can't possibly know or see. And in life, you're not responsible to things that just randomly happen to you. You're not responsible what happens second to second. But in poker, you are responsible for knowing how this person acted in every minor detail of every hand, and how that plays into an overall pattern that you can analyze and figure out in that moment to find out what they may or may not have. This is the daunting part. In poker, you can control with your betting and with the things with the actions you're taking to actually, he looks like he has a mid-sized hand, but if I make a 3 times bet pre-flop, I'll get him out, and then I'll be in with a premium hand, and if I have a mediocre to low hand...
Let's talk about Lindsay Lohan. No, I'm kidding.
I got
that was
nothing.
a good segue.
I got nothing on Lindsay Lohan.
I saw her in a documentary, actually, the other day. Love Marilyn on HBO. It was really good, despite her presence. And she was really dolled up, trying to look like Marilyn Monroe in her little monologue scene. It was people acting out
it was
the Fragments book that she...
Oh, okay.
I
did hear about
all
this
her
project.
letters and her poems. And
so all the
journals.
people who really wanted to be in My Week with Marilyn and lost that role to
they ended up in this movie.
They all just kind of sent their tape to HBO and were like, we want to do this.
We're sort of famous. Come on. Glenn Close was really famous.
Okay, I was about to say, like, is Lindsay Lohan the most famous in that movie?
Viola Davis, David Strathairn, Ben Foster. He was really soaking it up. He was playing Norman Mailer, doing his autobiography.
I didn't see this movie. I didn't see this piece, and you were naming dudes, and I was assuming those dudes were just playing Marilyn Monroe.
No, they were the men in her life.
Like very Bob Dylan-esque.
No, I wish, but no.
Yeah.
David Strathairn played, I believe, Arthur Miller.
I can see that.
Yeah, and
Arthur Miller. I've actually met Arthur Miller. It was one of those weird things that I lied my way into being a stage manager of a Fringe show in Philadelphia when I was 16. There was a show at the Philadelphia Fringe Festival. I was 16. I auditioned for the show. They didn't like me as an actor, and then called me and asked me if I would be a stage manager because I had that experience. So I was like, absolutely. And my application had said I was 18, and on the first day of the job, I told them that I was 16, and they were still okay with that. And I was their stage manager, and we would rehearse at the Wilma Theater in Philadelphia in like that back room. And Arthur Miller was putting up a show called Resurrection Boulevard that was, if you ever want to watch a really good first act and then a first scene of the second act, it's masterful. And then it completely falls apart after that. But that first act and then that first scene of the second act, wonderful. But I got to meet him right before that happened. It was awesome because I was 16. I was in high school level English. I was reading Arthur Miller plays for the first time and got to meet Arthur Miller.
You know what was really cool in the movie? Like when they showed like parts of her her catalog of her like photos and stuff. They showed her reading Death of a Salesman before she even
met the guy.
Met him. Yeah, it's so
because
amazing.
they didn't meet until like Misfits.
Yeah,
and then they were married for a short time, and like Arthur Miller was in My Week with Marilyn, right? Like he was married, like in the timeline of
I haven't seen that one yet.
Spoilers then. In the timeline of My Week with Marilyn, she's married to Arthur Miller, and he shows up very briefly.
And they did not have a very
marriage.
They had
a terrible marriage. And he was just in this interview, and it was this interview about Marilyn Monroe and the mob specifically, and he was talking about how she was in bed with Marilyn at a hotel room in Miami, I guess, and that Sinatra and a couple other goons showed up, and she was like, "Oh, you have to get out of here. The mob's here for the money." And he's like, "Oh, shit." And, like, you could just tell by the look on his face and the way he told that story. It was like, well, you weren't married to Marilyn Monroe very long, were you, sir? It's like, you were I'm sure you got a wonderful, wonderful lay and some good stories. And Misfits was a wonderful film, but we're done here,
Yeah.
You married to the mob? Shit.
Like and the movie, Married to the Mob.
And then Arthur Miller became a black man all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's awesome.
What does Arthur Miller look like?
This
is Marilyn Monroe and then HBO.
It was a really good documentary. I recommend it. My review is, I'd give it an A. It got a little boring at some parts with some of the readings. They got a little too into it. But I think Marissa Tomei did a really good job.
I love her.
In her character of Marilyn. Just being in her head a lot.
I love her so much. I lie to people and tell them I was in The Wrestler. the Mickey Rourke, Marissa Tomei movie. It was filming in what it was is that they that scene where they were in that barbed wire match, like specifically that scene where they had the really hardcore match with Necro Butcher's actually the guy's name, the other wrestler in that match where they went through glass and barbed wire and stuff. The way they did that, it was a promotion called CZW or Combat Zone Wrestling, which is a dumb name. What they did was that pretty much they have their show on a Saturday night at the ECW Arena, which is like the world famous bingo hall, because it was a bingo hall for the Mummers, and then Paul Heyman took it over. Or not took it over, he rented it out as a wrestling hall. And that promotion took off, and it became a famous bingo hall. It's worth mentioning. Worth mentioning that, and what they did at that venue was, if you showed up at 2 o'clock, you could have been background for the wrestler, because you and I know what background or audience work is like.
Yeah, extra work is where you're on set, you get paid very little, and you aren't spoken to by any of the cast, usually, unless they're in a good mood, and they're nice people, which is not all the time.
But CZW fans are so into CZW that most of them showed up at 2 o'clock and were background for free, mind you.
Yeah, they make you do it for free sometimes.
Like, well, they can't force you.
Well, they don't make you.
If they could find a way to make background do something for free, they would. And I think that's part of the reason Necro Butcher did it. And spoilers, there were spoilers. Mickey Rourke had a body double for a lot of those stunts, like he should, because he's
insured.
He also trained. He also could work a match tomorrow.
Yeah.
It would just be
bulky. But
it would be foolish for him to work a match tomorrow. But I always tell people I'm in that movie not just because that movie's great, but because Marissa Tomei is so good and so good in that movie that I want to be.
She is amazing in that.
I want to be anywhere near.
She's amazing in every movie I've ever seen. Not amazing, but good.
What women want, that was pretty dumb. She had a small bit in that I didn't like.
Well, that doesn't count.
Are we gonna run down? Are we gonna run down my
I like Happy Accidents.
I don't know that one.
It's really good. Look it up on Netflix.
Slums of Beverly Hills, she's actually really good in that one.
Or whatever, video outlet you want to try.
Probably Netflix,
online.
Though. Probably Netflix.
Probably Netflix, but, if you
until
want to try a different one.
Until they start sponsoring your show.
You can do that, Netflix, your move.
When you run out of copies of both The Wrestler and Slums of Beverly Hills, and was it Whatever? That was the movie you mentioned. When you run out of copies of all of those in your warehouse, you should have probably wanted to sponsor this show.
Sponsor us.
Do it. What else are we on track here? This is Marilyn Monroe and Marissa Tomei.
What's your favorite documentary that you've seen?
Oh God, ever?
Not ever. Recently.
Recently?
In recent weeks. Have you seen one recently that you liked? I'm working on a documentary right now.
Okay.
I'm filming one on a bouncer.
What's yours about? Oh, okay.
A Night in the Life of a Hollywood Bouncer, LA's finest. You guys are in the know.
Are you doing? Is it the bouncer we both know, or is it a different bouncer? Okay.
It's Francisco Gutierrez.
Okay.
From I.O., which was mentioned.
Yes,
before.
yes. Oh man, I would love to, because he gets like stage shot. Because like I'm sure he could have. I guarantee you could pick a night and have him be a monologist, and that show would sell out all the time. But he's for as tough as he is, and I'm not saying this is a level of someone's toughness. But he can't stand in front of a group of people on a stage.
That's why I get him outside doing his job. It's perfect.
But that guy.
He's really opening up.
Such good people. It's
going to be a really good documentary, I think. It's going to be a feature, so I'm going to keep filming it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my first documentary.
I actually once had an idea, and maybe. This is just going to happen on I'm just going to pitch you this idea now on the podcast.
Okay, pitch it.
That because Francisco would never actually come onto stage and be a monologist, I once had an idea where we would sit him down and have him tell stories. We would sit him down with a camera and have him tell stories to the camera, and we would call the show Francisco Files, and it would be an Armando. To those of you who aren't in the improv world, a team will come up. A team will come up, and they'll be an improv team, and they'll do a long form improv, which is just scenes. They'll just do scenes based on next to nothing. What happens in an Armando, and is based off a man named Armando Diaz who did it in I.O. Chicago, is that a monologist comes up. And a monologist is different from a stand-up comedian, different from a storyteller in the sense that they're
usually famous too.
Usually they're used to draw as well, to draw a crowd to the improvisers, and it's a good wealth of nations. And then what happens is they come up and say, "Hi, can I get a word? Give me a word."
Pun.
That reminds me of that time I went and saw Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and he was terrible. And then I was in the alleyway, and then I said, "Hey, yo, Jimmy Fallon, you terrible," and then the Roots beat me up.
They will beat you up.
They're
That leads me to a whole other topic.
They're hardcore, but then
you just
we're going to come back to it then.
Yeah.
But as an example, that would be as an example, and then I would say, "And the Roots beat me up," and then I'd walk away. And then two people would come out and do a scene based on all the shit I was just talking about. And it's not a retelling of what I just said. It's just taking the broader ideas of the story and putting them back in. I just explained...
Fleshing it out, yeah.
I fleshed that explanation out really hard.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going to need a copy of that later. I don't think I've ever explained the Armando that well.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
I just let you roll.
But to explain what I would want to do with the Francisco Files would be, let's say you shot enough with Francisco that there was... just like a lot of great stories that aren't going to make it. You keep that footage, and we do the show, and what it'll be is it'll be Francisco Files, and a team will come out and say, "Hi, we're Francisco Files. This show is what you think it is. This is live. This is a recording of Francisco, the guy who took your ID at the door. He told us true stories, and we have 6 of them. We have 12 of them here with us tonight. Can I get a number between 1 and 12? Number 4. And then we play number 4, and then everyone improvises, and then.
That's great.
And then when it's all over, and then and then when
I love that idea.
When it's over, just come out and.
I want credit for it. I want a co-producer.
The video will be yours. The video will be yours. The show will be
mine.
The show will be the theaters.
That's
as long
great.
as I get as long as we get to play on it, I guess.
I like that idea.
That's really all. I've had that idea for a while.
You get a lot of unedited
But now,
footage.
because that gives you. I'm the king of permitting and scavenging footage. And we're like, don't delete that footage. You're getting.
I don't delete anything.
You could 6 years from now.
Time capsule.
Yeah, 6 years from now, someone he told that story about, might be getting in and or out of prison, and you could help their case.
Exactly.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of... Okay, I don't want to give too much away about my documentary, but being LA's finest in the, subtitle thing...
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff about the cops that has come up in a...
Oh, I know.
And it's just... I got an arrest on tape, okay, I'll say that, but, we're getting a different view of LAPD that you don't see a lot of, and it's very apropos for today.
Yeah.
And I'll just put it at that, and that the bouncers sort of get a bad rap sometimes, and
some of
aren't seen as security sometimes.
Our scene
when
is
they really are.
Sometimes when I hear about people talk, about how dangerous Hollywood as a neighborhood is. Sometimes I think they're talking about the Hollywood of 6-7 years ago that was a pretty dangerous neighborhood, but sometimes I honestly think that because I know Francisco and I'm at I.O. all the time, that there's a certain level of trouble that might know my face. I'm completely guessing, and I'm not saying I live in an unsafe place. I'm just...
We would never say that.
But I'm more or less going off of what people tell me about the neighborhood I live in, which is dumb, because I live there.
Yeah.
I live there.
I've seen some of it.
And it's loud.
I've seen it. I've heard it. So, to roll it on back to the Jimmy Fallon thing, ironically, I just, did an audience day at Jimmy Fallon in New York. I went and participated in being part of the audience.
That would be a really fun show to see.
It was really fun. And Seth Herzog, shout out to Seth, did a great job, great set of wonderful improv comedy.
I've seen
with
Seth,
the warm-up.
Yeah.
It was good to see him again. I had met him previously, he knows this, in New York when I went the first time in recent years, which was a couple of months ago. So I met him, and then I saw him again, and I was like, hey, Seth. And then he was doing questions for the audience, riling everybody up and everything, getting ready for the show. And he was asking questions about people, and he said, who's been on a reality show? And I said, me, because I have been on a lot of the singer shows, all of them, pretty much. The Voice, the X Factor, the American Idol, the original.
Game, America's Got Talent.
I have been on America's Got Talent.
New Zealand's
and
Got
Last
Talent.
Comic Standing, also.
Canada's Got Talent. You've been...
I've been everywhere, man.
Australia's Got Dance Fever.
Anyway.
I've been on that show. It's a good show.
That's cool. Anyway, so it was actually supposed to be for the person in front of me who was actually on American Idol, a contestant. But ironically, as things go, I ended up talking to him, and he asked me what songs that I sang. And I said, Creep was the last one that I sang for The Voice. And he was like, oh, let's hear it. And I was like, oh, no, I want to hear the Roots sing this. This sounds great for them.
So the Roots are already out there?
The Roots are in their... in their area.
Okay, so the Roots are already on stage, and he's just warming everybody up?
Yeah, he's warming everyone up.
Please tell me you got to sing Creep with the Roots.
I did get to sing Creep with the Roots.
Please tell me some... I guess they'd pat you down for your cell phone at places like that.
Yeah, I didn't get any of it.
So there's no footage.
Thank God. But,
was it bad? Well, I would...
No, I opened...
I would want that forever.
I know, it was really awesome, because it was like, what? The Roots? I'm singing with the Roots? I'm telling the Roots to come in, where to come in? Tell me where to come in? And then, that brought a callback to a previous joke that had happened where they said that's what she said. And I had thought it at the same exact moment, because that's how I think. And so then that was called back, and after I said, tell me where to come in, Questlove says, "That's what she said," and I'm like, "Yeah, I got you there." I saw it coming, so well, there's no. And then so I just started singing it, got really into it, got in my weird, awkward phase, and I sang it, and then we got the mode right where we were in the right rhythm and everything, and then the producer was like, "Cut it out," with this gesture, and since I've been in the business for a while and I know when to shut the fuck up, I said, "That's it," right after we got to the first part of the chorus. So everybody's like, "Oh man, we wanted to hear you do the last part," and I'm like, "Suckers."
Yeah, no offense to the way you handled it, but I would have acted like I didn't see that. I'm sorry, I'm singing with the Roots.
I just wanted to be professional.
Your show's gonna have to wait another verse.
But
by the way, my name is Joe. It
was worth it because they did the T Bowie thing. So he came out as T Bowie, Jimmy Fallon, at the beginning.
Okay, I don't watch that
And he
show.
did the song where it was like Rebel Rebel, but it was T Bowie.
Okay. I really don't watch that show.
Tebow.
I get the gist. I would imagine that's...
But it was really cool because he was in the getup.
Okay.
If you look it up online, you'll see that it was
At least
really
he doesn't have like a horse.
And it was like looking at cue cards the whole time. You can't even tell, and he's singing at the same time. It's pretty amazing.
At least he doesn't have like a felt horse run out here and there, and then an animatronic skeleton as his co-host. Like
I've done audience work. I've done audience stuff on there too. I've gotten paid, but I've gotten on there.
I did the other one on there because that's of the late night shows. It's my least favorite show when it comes to like desk bits and monologues.
Okay.
But interviews, I love the way he does interviews. And we're talking about Craig Ferguson. We
can
say
in case
that.
you didn't get it.
The Late Late Show on CBS, which before that was Craig Kilhorn, and before that was some really
I don't remember
wonderful. It was some really wonderful old man who.
Wow.
Some really wonderful old man who was like.
Remember when Spike Feresten had a show?
I don't know who that is.
Gosh, that was a long time ago.
But
Fox, after Matt Tudy.
But I was on. What I love about Craig Ferguson's interviews, because they're like he's such a good guy. Like he's so funny and so inviting, and he
great author too.
And to be fair, he did run out, and in his monologue he throws candy, and I wound up catching candy, both monologues because I was there for 2 monologues because he doesn't care about continent. So he doesn't care about continuity.
I like that.
But like he like literally, we were there on a Thursday, and it was like a Thursday at like 4:00, and it was the NBA Finals.
Right.
And he just made a generic joke about balls, and then just kind of hinted to like, we don't record that. This isn't happening right now. This happened at like 4:00. The tip-off didn't even happen. Get over yourselves.
Yeah.
And then like it was like the next day. So he used all his topical stuff on Thursday, and then he shot Friday's show the same on that Thursday, and he came on and just pretty much talked about what movie came out that night. Like that was his whole monologue. Like deep down inside, I prefer Conan or Jon Stewart a lot more.
Yeah.
But the way he interviews is, I think they go through the standard. The studio person and then the producer sit down with whoever's coming on the show, and then they write down all those bullet points and like, I'll tell him a funny story and we're gonna seg and all that stuff, and then they hand him that card and he sits there, and then he tears that card up and throws it on the ground.
Yeah.
And then just puts his feet up on the desk and goes.
Started that, yeah.
So I'm like, what are you doing here? You just going to? I have a terrible Scottish.
That's like him on the Drew Carey show. His character Wick.
Yeah. Well, that's actually not that bad.
Craig Ferguson. Yeah, no.
He's good people, though, but his show is batshit crazy.
It is.
There's no band.
More crazy than this one.
There's no band. There's a giant horse. He dances.
Yeah.
He, like, whaps the camera, and then now they have a sound effect for the camera.
Yeah.
But, like, when he whaps the camera, like, I remember I'd never seen the show enough to know that he comes out and he whaps the camera, and there's a sound effect to whapping the camera that I'm in the audience doing the audience thing, and then I hear this sound effect, and I just kind of like make this weird look in the direction, like, are we okay? Is there a giant whapping the side of this building?
I've done Jimmy Fallon now, which was probably one of the best. But the thing is, I didn't get a T-shirt or anything. Like when I sang for Jimmy Kimmel, I got a T-shirt, and I keep it, and I wear it all the time. But
I didn't do anything on Jimmy Kimmel.
That was really cool.
I got a T-shirt.
I sang "Poker Face" by Lady Gaga.
That's fun.
That's all.
But yeah, like
I did him and I did Craig Fair, and then I did Conan.
I remember while we're on the subject, and I think this might become like a 45-minute episode. While we're on the subject, I kid you not, like I hadn't even lived here in 2 weeks, and the lady I was working for at the time, her name's Rachel Mullins, I was her assistant. She got a call from a producer on Jimmy Kimmel Live saying we're looking for really big dudes or really hot chicks to do the pedestrian belly flop competition, which I'm told is like, they're on like 5 or 6 years in the pedestrian belly flop competition. And they brought, and spoilers, they don't always just scan Hollywood Boulevard. Sometimes the producer knows people and they just call them. And that's what happened in this case, because what happened was they called her and she was like, I would love to do it. That's exposure. I get an IMDb credit. That's wonderful. I actually keep a really fat dude. Well, she didn't say that. I was like, I keep a guy like that just kind of around. And to be fair, she wasn't being mean. I was 300 pounds at the time. And
badass.
Okay. I was about to say thank you. No, that was a little fucking harsh. But we go there, and they literally have time. Like, I could tell, like, they were taking up like half the monologue, and they were doing the whole desk bit for this pedestrian belly flop competition, but they brought like 60 of us to do this belly flop competition, and it was moms with their kids, and then it was this, and it was that, and it was another friend of Rachel's, his name was Eddie Barojas, he's a really funny comedian, and he's, like, I'm not being offensive, but I'm saying he's a very wider gentleman, like way wider than me, not as tall as me, just a really big dude, and also, Mike Black is his name, he's also a really funny comedian, bigger dude, and he was on the show as well, and they wound up all like up front, like the first 5 or 6. I mean, everybody else wound up at the back, and then they paraded us across the stage. So I got to walk across the stage. Mind you, I had lived here 10 days.
Wow.
I lived in Hollywood 10 days, and I'm on Jimmy Kimmel.
Good for you.
I'm on Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm just walking.
I actually submitted a postcard to him.
He takes postcards? I don't watch any of these shows.
Well, yeah, like I had learned from someone that, you know, that was a way to get in the door. Okay. So I just gave a postcard, put it in a box that they had outside the door, outside El Capitan.
I'm going to ask you later where this box is.
That was a long time ago. I don't know if they're still doing that sort of thing. I highly doubt it.
They do really inventive, weird stuff like that, though.
My friends have been on it, and I'm like, I don't know how. I guess they have an agent.
Well, yeah.
That probably helps.
That's how Tommy Bechtel... Or I actually don't know how Tommy Bechtel got on.
I have no idea, but I think he got lucky.
Hysterical. I don't think he got... He
didn't get lucky. He got lucky with the exposure.
Lucky in the sense that all of us are that... Like,
yeah.
Lucky in the sense that there's a lot of people...
He's an awesome guy.
As talented as he is.
And he deserved the exposure.
Oh, man. It was so good. What else did he... I know he was on that show more than just the Princess Leia.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other bits. Like, and they keep bringing him back. Like, he's fine.
Yeah.
And,
oh, that's our cue. The bunny has spoken. We are going to wrap this up.
So time holds no bearing to when the bunny speaks.
Unfortunately, once she starts digging, we have to quit.
Is the bunny going to dig past the cage? Is that how
she's going to dig over to us and kill us.
Okay. Well, then we should probably end the show.
To prevent our murder, our murders,
I can take
our homicide.
Just a homicide. I can take that bunny.
One homicide. We're going to end the show. Thank you so much for coming again, Steve.
Thank you for having me again. This is a wonderful show.
It is a wonderful show to work on. The hours are great. I enjoy it.
And yeah, you can find me on Steve. Wow. You can find me SteveKaufmann.com. That's 1 F, 2 N's. And that'll link you straight to my IMDb page, where I will be linked as myself on that episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live. And also a lot of crazy credits, like Colin Hanks' crew on Happy Endings.
Hell yeah.
That actually happened.
Wow.
I met Colin Hanks.
I want to meet his father and him at the same time. Wouldn't that just blow your mind?
I could meet him separately.
I could meet him separately, but I would really like to meet them together.
I'm not too picky.
I really want to see them together. I never see them together.
But yeah.
Yeah, and follow me at Elle Latham on Twitter, and catch me on FB. I have a page on there too. That's Facebook. As well as YouTube, aka Elle Latham, for the old episodes of the show, and tune in for new episodes
There's a
very soon.
There's a really funny old episode of your show on the stage version.
Where he is in
Tony Bartolone, and then this guy in the green shirt with a goatee. He's so funny.
He is so funny.
What's that guy's name? Never mind. He's forgettable.
Something with an S. I don't remember.
He was so funny.
You'll
Such
get
a
it when
funny
you
guy.
see the video, guys. Now for a brand new special segment with Edwin Santos, Tony Bartolone, my co-host, the lustrous Cat Doss, who
Yay.
actually gets an adjective. Sorry,
Woo!
guys.
I
And
feel
me,
honored.
your
Thank
host.
you.
We are going to
Gonna be
play.
the incandescent Tony Bartolone.
I like that.
Sure, incandescent Tony Bartolone,
Just
world weary.
weary. He's
Oh,
like he
yeah.
came on a donkey. Yeah.
Edwin Santos.
And I'm lustrous. Is that correct? So I have luster to me.
Yes,
Why, thank you. What about you, Elle? Do you want an adjective as well?
the hilarious Elle Latham. LOL.
LOL.
That's going to be the name of my first comedy special. LOL. Okay.
Which one is your name, the beginning or the end?
The beginning.
I thought it was both.
I thought it was gonna be the end. What? It's an idea.
Okay, yeah.
Like bookended.
Yeah, bookended. Anyway, we're going to play a game called Porn Identity,
The Ford identity.
named after the ability to smash an existing film into a porn-like film title for IMDb purposes.
So we're basically just naming our version
Alternative
of-
titles for existing feature films. Starting with
So,
Tony, do you have one?
do I
Other
have
than
a
the
movie?
porn identity.
Well, someone's gotta give a movie and then
Oh yeah,
Titanic.
okay. Do you want to give the movie and then we'll do it?
Titanic,
Oh, that's good. Nice work.
tits and dick.
Well, only one
Alright.
each. Okay, Edwin.
But the same one?
No,
No,
Another.
I think I want you to give us a title and then we will
Okay.
Oh, okay.
guess the porn
that's
identity.
good.
I'll make it simple. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, Elle, it's your turn.
I'm gonna get a good one. City Slickers.
Titty dickers.
Titty lickers.
City Liquors.
I think Titty Lickers wins.
Titty lickers.
Good job, Lustrous Cat Doss.
Why, thank
It's your
you.
turn.
You know, how about something, that's an Oscar-winning film, maybe,
The
or I
King's
guess
Speech.
another one. Yeah, The King's Speech, that's really good. Let's do that.
Sorry, I like took over.
No,
it's my
no
show.
worries.
Whatever.
It's funny, go for it.
The King's Speech.
Queen. The Queen's Speech?
The
No.
King's Speech.
That's kind of nice.
Trying to be clever, but
That's almost like a Harlequin romance novel title there. It's a form of porn, The Queen's Peach.
Peach.
But peach could be so many things.
But it has kind of a sexual connotation to it,
Okay.
It's like a
Queen's
tease.
Weep.
Oh, God.
That's a little more rated X. Yeah. Okay, your turn, Tony. On that note, animated movie. I'm gonna make it hard now.
Oh, jeez. Toy Story.
Toy Story.
What?
I don't really think of that as porn. I mean, honestly, Toy Story, that's hard because that's like a childhood film for me that, resonates in my heart. Thinking of it as a porn.
Boy Toy Story?
So
Oh, that's better. I like that.
Gay porn.
What was it?
Or
Boy
just
Toy
like,
Story?
or just
Boy
Boy
Toy
Story.
Okay. Your turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Or Sex Toy
Edwin.
Story.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Sex
that's
Toy
good.
Story. So,
Simple.
I think that is a thing.
Wonderful.
That's probably a thing.
it's definitely a movie.
Just coincidentally.
Edwin, your turn.
Come on.
It
Okay.
doesn't have to be an animated movie. Let's do
Silence of the Lambs.
a drama. That's what it says.
Silence
Okay.
of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
That's high concept.
Yeah.
Violence of the
Cans.
Hands.
Yeah, that works. Sure. Let's go with that. Probably the best we're gonna do.
Sad.
I want to do legs, but that doesn't rhyme at all. Violence of the
Yeah.
pants.
Violence of the pants.
That just sounds like an art film.
Yeah.
Alright, Elle.
It's horrible. Okay, you guys give me a category.
Tarantino. By the way, earlier Elle said that she's met Tarantino, so she's allowed to use the N word. She said that out loud.
I did not say
in front
that.
of people.
I did not say
We're
that.
all witness.
Got the pass. Anyway, I'm looking at the wrong one to do.
We'll just say one, man.
Because it's impossible to
that
do
many.
without this one.
I don't know.
Oh, but I'm trying to figure out. Okay, Reservoir Dogs. There. That's the one I had in my head.
I was
that
in a
was
play
so
called
hard.
Reservoir Bitches, which sounds like a good title for a porn to me.
This is the thing is
It
like
doesn't count.
the porn titles are not always that clever.
Yeah.
They're never.
Yeah, I guess not.
So
Memoirs
is
of a
that
Gay
it?
Chef.
Is that it?
Memoirs.
Memoirs of a Gay Slut.
Oh,
Oh,
I like
there you go.
that. That's great. Good titling, Elle.
I win. Okay.
Alright.
You.
Uh,
Okay. I'm gonna say romantic comedy.
How do you know?
How do you blow?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Isn't that a
That
movie?
title?
Yeah, it's the
It is. Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon.
It's horrible, but it is a movie.
There's that good part.
Sorry,
in
Paul
it.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd has the Plato speech. That's the only good part.
No, Jack Nicholson's good.
One
It's
flew
good
over the
everything.
cuckoo's nest.
It was his turn.
Oh.
Sweet Home Alabama. It's gotta be something.
Sweet hose from Alabama.
No, Sweet Hose, I'm gonna cram you.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
What? Alright.
This is getting really
And it's a
violent.
Sunday. No.
Oh, I didn't even give you a category. Okay, give me a category. That was good.
Alright, horror.
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 The Ring.
Heinous. It's like a ring.
I have one.
Okay.
What?
You go ahead.
The cock ring?
Yes. I'm glad you said it. Probably
Trojan.
said it way too much.
Trojan pleasure ring? Remember that thing? You don't know that?
Yeah. The
Do
Nuva
you?
Ring. The
You really?
Nuva Ring.
The Numa ring.
Okay, so you want me to name a
Oh,
category?
okay. No, I'm doing a category. Okay. Documentary. Documentary, guys.
That's like the best. That's like uncharted territory in the porn game.
I
That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Tell me that would
I have
become
one.
like
Wait, what? You're looking at me like I'm supposed to know which one you're thinking. Oh my gosh.
dude.
Wait, I don't understand. Elle's making a jacking off motion to me.
No,
Like-
I'm not. Got to wrap it up. Come on.
Oh, let's see. An inconvenient truth. Okay, fine. Supersize me. Is that the one you wanted me to say?
Supersize me. Same
No,
title.
no, like inconvenient truth. I can do it. Okay. In Condoleezza's cooch.
What it, and it's a
Condoleezza's
Condoleezza.
cooch.
It's about
A
Condoleezza
Condoleezza Rice. What? Wait, I don't even know why I high-fived you for that. I just didn't want to leave you hanging.
I've seen a Palin one.
Condoleezza's
Neil and Palin or whatever.
Oh yeah, well Sarah Palin's hot. I mean, she
It's
looks
pretty
kind of
funny.
like a porn
Yeah,
star
sorry.
that just threw on some
Your turn,
glasses.
Tony. Let's do a war film.
Saving.
Too easy.
Saving Ryan's
You're not
Prizes.
allowed to do that one.
Saving.
Yeah, there you go.
Schindler's List. Is that
Schindler's Fist.
Oh, that's good.
I said it.
that got me.
Okay,
That's
Edwin.
Schindler's List.
Someone else do a category for Edwin.
I want to use that as a joke. Schindler's Fist. Writing a porn parody.
Cool.
Alright.
Category, guys,
Category?
for Edwin.
I really
Anyone have
like
one?
documentaries. Burning through
Um,
historical drama.
I have one.
Of course you do.
Historical drama?
Historical
yeah.
drama. Basically anything but a war film. Takes place in the past.
Lord have mercy.
It'd be like the Queen movies, where the Queen is
The Queen.
Oh yes, the Elizabeth series. Is that what you're
whatever.
talking about?
The Golden
Queen
Age.
movies.
The Bible.
Caligula? Is that a movie?
Caligula?
Yeah.
Caligula.
Ah, there you
Caligula.
Calic.
Caligula.
It sounds like, I don't know why it reminds me of Dracula.
That's already a porn too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Caligula.
Could lick you.
Caligula. Caligula. Uvula.
Could lick you up. I don't know.
Could lick you.
Lick you up?
Love. Could lick you love.
Cunt.
I could lick you love, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, that's.
Cunt lick you up.
Anyway, okay, we had to say it.
Cunt lick you up.
Cunt lick you lust.
Okay, give me a category.
Sports.
A league of their own. Does that count?
A
That's
lick
sports.
of their own?
Yeah, that's kind of sports. Yeah.
What was it?
A lick of their own?
No. Too easy. Ooh. Good. Another one.
A league of their bone. No, that's not good. But something with
A little
the
more
bone
with
in
that,
it.
yeah. Illegal to bone.
Illegal to bone. There you go.
Illegal bone.
That adds a
Illegal to
whole
bone.
new aspect to it.
Illegal to bone.
Legal to bone.
I did mine.
Barely legal to bone.
Sorry. Okay, your turn. We're gonna do Christmas film.
It's a Wonderful Life.
You went first.
Like animated movies and Christmas with her, or just okay.
It's-
Oh, what's the name?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's
Uh,
what rhymes with life?
Thunder.
What rhymes with wonderful?
Sun. No. Well, that's his stuff. Worst stuff.
This might be the one. Okay, no, let me think.
It's a Wonderful Wife. Wife Cheaters 3. I don't know. It's a.
It's a con.
It's a cunt? It's a cunt. That's perfect.
It's a comfortable life.
It's a
That's the only thing I've got.
wonderful wife.
Sure.
We're talking about the alright. Knife vagina. Apparently, what is it? Genghis Khan
Okay.
got stabbed with his knife vagina.
Okay.
This girl
Alright.
had a knife in her vagina.
Your turn, Tony.
Stabbed Genghis Khan in the dick.
Warrior film, like a samurai film or something like that, but not Samurai Cop, which we
Warrior?
are going to make into a
A warrior.
treatment for a rooster
A
film
warrior.
where they do cockfighting.
Like The Last Samurai.
Like a warrior film, like
Like the
a
last-
film of warriors, like
the
maybe
Mohicans?
Ben-Hur or something.
The Last of the Mohicans.
Or like a jousting film, something
The Last
like
of
that.
the-
Or Camelot.
The Last of the Mohicans.
Oh,
Something like that. Yeah.
something.
The Last of the Mohicans? Is that your answer? The Blast of the Ho Deacon?
The Blast of the Ho Deacon.
Deacon? Why is it? Why? Why do you
don't
bring
know,
Catholicism into it? My uncle's studying to become a deacon.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think
so
he's
sorry.
going to be a ho deacon. But
A Ho Deacon sounds like a ring, like a rank of pimp, you know?
ho deacon.
Anyway, Edwin,
I think it's.
Tim Burton film.
It's
too easy.
I know. A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh. A light scare.
What are you doing?
Of Chris's tits. I don't know.
Titmus.
That's
Just
horrible.
no.
Christmas, okay. The Nightmare Before Christmas. A.
Did you want me to say Frankenweenie? That's what you wanted?
Ooh, bear.
She said, ooh, bear.
Like bear rhymes with nightmares.
Yeah,
Damn.
Of course, a nice bear before tetanus.
the sight bear.
A nice bear
It could be like the burly kind of
and
bear.
whore. Chris.
A nice
Liz.
bear. Yeah.
A nice bear
And
before. They just have terrible grammar in these titles.
A nice bear for Christmas. A nice bear.
Before.
A nice bear for a whore Christmas.
A nice bear, boring, a whore.
It's horrible.
Yes. A nice bear be a whore on Christmas.
Let's talk about the plot.
Let's not. It doesn't matter. My turn.
They kidnap Santa Claus.
Give me a
Have sex
category.
with a bunch.
category.
Science fiction.
Science fiction?
Science sci-fi.
Contact.
Contact.
Contact. Well.
Contact? Contact. Contact.
Cunt.
She was acting like a...
Sister Act. I don't know.
No, we're doing category.
No, I know,
Kissed her ass.
Okay, category for her. Like a bro movie, like a bromance movie.
but a bromance?
Like Hangover, something like that.
Like the Blues Brothers?
The Splooge Brothers.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yes.
I guess.
Can I get it? The Splooge Brothers.
I don't know if you really deserve any of these high fives, Elle.
I did. I worked hard on that one.
Okay.
Tony?
So I'll give you a category, Tony. Let's see, maybe just like a straight up drama, you know, like a thriller or something.
That's the same.
Along came a spider.
Along came in. Okay.
Along. Okay.
Along came inside her.
Along come.
Along came inside her.
Along come. I'm pretty good at this.
All that refreshing.
Now we gotta look up all these titles and see which are real.
Edwin Santos, chick flick.
Oh.
Like Beaches or something like that.
One True Thing.
One True Bang.
Sure.
One True Bang.
One Drew Bang, and it's with Drew Barrymore. You know the porn star Drew Barrymore?
Back to
There's
a 14-year-old
a porn star?
self.
No, there's a porn star named Drew Barrymore.
Cat's turn. Category. Movie based on a board game.
I mean, there aren't that many, you know.
Or like a game.
There's Clue. I don't know.
Yeah, Clue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Okay, there's another movie based on a board game. Jumanji.
That's a board game based on a movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jumanji.
It's based on a fictional board game.
This sounds very like it's gonna be
It's gonna be really.
anti-Semitic or something.
Yep. It is.
Jew man.
I'm not doing it. Jew.
Blue Munchie.
Do you want me? Do you want me?
Munchie.
Blue
Do you want
Munchie.
me?
Oh, like Joanna Man kind of.
Do you want me?
Blue
Do you want
Munchie
me?
doesn't work.
Do you want me?
Oh.
Okay, so.
Okay, category for Tony. Psychological thriller.
Are you just skipping me giving him a category, or are you giving everyone categories?
Oh, we're just doing it whenever.
Okay. Because you kept. Okay.
We've
All right.
done it
Yeah,
around.
that's fine. I don't care.
Okay, we'll do you next.
Psychological thriller
Yeah.
and Vertigo.
Just Vertigo.
Yeah.
Vertigo.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Shit. Birdie Ho?
Something with Ho in it, probably.
Vertigo.
Her to go.
Her to go.
Her a hoe.
Her a ho.
Vagina hole.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Vagina Ho.
Vagina ho.
Okay.
I don't know.
V.
Classify them based on
Hurt.
their
Her.
weapon of choice.
Okay, Edwin. Let's do Edwin.
Her hole.
Edwin Santos' turn. Buster's Cat Doss.
Okay, let's do like, you know, a period drama.
Emphasis on the
I didn't wanna do
period.
it like that, but like, oh my gosh.
Getting into fetish porn.
Keira Knightley. Something with Keira Knightley, please.
I don't even know.
That's the same thing as historical drama. He couldn't get Google that before. What do you think?
Two things
Yeah.
pop in my mind. I'm not sure which one will work. Okay, the end of innocence. I'm not sure.
The Age of Innocence?
The age. Is it the age or the end?
It's the Age of
The
Innocence.
age of innocence.
The Age of Innocence.
The age of
Inner.
the age 18.
The age of senescence.
The Age of. Oh shit. It's the Age of. Damn it. The Age of. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
The age of
The
intercourse.
Age of. Damn it.
Consent.
Consent, thank you. The Age of Consent.
Okay.
We have more.
I don't know. I think that was so great. Just how can we top that? Maybe time to.
It took me a while to figure it out. Okay, my turn.
Okay.
What do you guys? Category.
Superhero movie.
No. What's
Something
that?
with Oprah in it.
Beloved.
Okay.
You wanted the color purple, I give you Beloved.
But Loved. Come on.
No.
But Loved.
But love it.
But Loved. But Loved.
Sure.
No.
But Loved is the
No.
best one. Yes.
No.
It's probably the best we can do. I don't have any other. Why are you giving me a look like?
But Love Did. And it comes out on video.
Oh, but love it. I see.
Okay.
Beloved.
I'll give you points for that one. Okay. Okay.
I
Cat.
like But Loved. There's a musical quality about it.
Cat's turn. You give the category. Edwin.
Classic funny movie.
A classic crime movie?
Funny movie.
Classic funny movie.
Oh, a classic funny movie. Oh man, I want to
Classic
do like
comedy.
the
Classic
Godfather.
I have one.
Okay, a classic funny movie.
You always have
Well, it's
one.
not really funny though.
His Girl Friday.
Oh my gosh.
That means she has
Ew.
something.
What is it? Oh, you were just like that movie, or?
Yeah, I thought that was a good
I
funny
thought
movie.
you had a
His
No.
Girl Friday?
Yeah.
His Girl Friday.
No, I mean, I could be involved.
Don't try to justify my mistakes. His
Pearl.
His pearl
no.
thigh
His girl between
thighs
eyes.
thigh day. His girl thigh day.
A Pie Day was better than that.
Yeah.
Is Pearl Pie A?
His girl's thigh thighs day.
What's a pearl pie? Is that like a
I'm
sexual
throwing words
term?
together and it doesn't seem to
Pearl
work.
Pie.
What would a pearl pie
It's
entail?
dude, obviously pie is a
I'm
vagina.
sure there's an audience for
pearl
that.
is
I have
the
no
clit.
idea, but
Oh, okay.
You're not.
Wow.
Define
Okay,
pearl.
this episode has the word cunt and clit. Guys, are
Cunt
Clint.
and clit.
Clint.
That's the name of the episode.
Clint will be on there next time, I'm sure.
Clit.
Clint Eastwood.
Ah, yes.
Clit Eastwood.
We've got a chair for him right here.
Clint
Clit.
Eastwood.
Sorry,
though.
bad joke.
Clint Eastwood though.
A Clit Eastwood? Oh.
That brings us to Clint.
Clint Eastwood should be the name of a porn star. I mean, that would be a great porn star name.
Clit Eastwood?
Bestwood.
Or like, you know, Clint.
Okay, Clint Eastwood though.
What is the one? Oh, man.
there's two that I can think of.
I
I got a good one,
Like
but
a
good
it
one.
wouldn't be easy.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That wasn't it, but that's easy. The
That
Good, the
wasn't
Bad, and the
what?
Ugly?
It's not Clint Eastwood?
No, that was good.
Oh.
That wasn't the one I was thinking. I was thinking Unforgiven. That's really hard.
I was thinking like
$1 Million Baby.
any which way but loose.
Million
or-
Dollar Baby would be easy.
Maybe.
What was the one
We
with
already sounded before.
Matt Damon, Morgan Freeman, the soccer one? Matt Damon plays soccer. He got
You guys should
nominated
have
for
seen-
Best Supporting Actor for
You
it.
should have seen the way that everyone looked at each other.
Morgan
with
Freeman
no
played
recognition.
Nelson Mandela.
No recognition on anyone's faces
Yeah, we're just like,
for this
what
film.
movie is this?
The
Sounds
only
really
soccer
good.
film I know.
No, I
is
know
Victory,
that it's a
that's
film.
I'm thinking of The Damn United, which is a
I know
different
that I
movie
filmed.
with
I
Michael
know
Shannon.
it, but I can't remember. The
What's
good,
that shit
the
called? I don't even care anymore. I just want to know the name of that movie.
the good, the bad, and the hairy, or
The Good, the Black,
the good, the black, and the hairy.
and the Fugly.
No, we're not doing that.
No, you know that strip club over on by IO?
Yes,
It says
I know it
we
well.
have like 300
Yeah,
of the hottest
showgirls.
women and 6 ugly ones.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with that?
I feel bad for the ugly ones.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's really denigrating their
Like,
work.
eh.
It's great.
We're not saying they're bad strippers, we're just saying they're unattractive. We're not
Well,
bashing
how are
their
they going to
work.
have the confidence to get
They
on
might be
stage
the best ones. I don't
and
know.
do their best work?
I mean, I don't know about you, I come for the ugly bitches, personally.
Then you should go to Detroit
Is that the place?
Go to Detroit.
or New York
There's no
or
one in
anywhere on the
Detroit.
East Coast
What?
or Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah, they have some ugly hoes there.
No,
The
West
ugly
Virginia.
girls are just like dudes.
Okay,
That
we have
code
time
for
for
dudes.
one more porn identity.
Why would they need to code it? I don't know.
One more porn identity. Edwin Santos, give me a Spanish language film.
Jeez.
Oh, what's that? What's the Pedro Almodovar?
I have a good one.
I had.
It's already
Open
a
your
porn.
eyes.
No, it had a Spanish title. No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go with that.
Is
That's
it
what
a
that one
phrase?
does too, but I don't know that.
I'm gonna go with.
Does it start with E?
So the porn has to be in Spanish too.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go. I don't know the. I forgot the Pedro titles, but I'm gonna go with the first Robert Rodriguez movie, and I forgot the title of that one. It was the original, not the remake.
El Mariachi?
Right.
El Mariachi.
El Mariachi. El
It can rhyme.
Yeah.
El Mariachi.
Latham.
No, don't make it about me.
El
No, don't do L. Sell
Chasing Tail.
my Mariah's. Ouch.
What?
I don't know.
Ach.
Elle Latham, eat me.
Ew. Yeah.
Jesus. Cat.
Um,
Play it a little
close.
softer there.
Okay.
Just come straight out with your feelings.
El
Like that.
Mariachi. Mari.
I like Elle Latham Meet Me. That
No, that's not going to be the end.
should be the name of the podcast.
That's a nice ending right there.
Dell's Bar.
We're out of time.
Yeah, see.
Bar in Ach.
Hibachi.
That could add an interesting, layer
Dell's,
to it.
Dell's Mari Kachi.
That's great. Awesome. Perfect.
That was too hard. Give us another one
Oh no.
to go out on.
Still the category, the Mexican.
Any foreign film.
Morris
Okay.
Caros.
This should be easy. That's good.
Das Boot?
Yeah.
Das Booty.
Yeah.
Das Booty.
Das Booty. I like it.
Okay, we went on a good note then. On a high note.
Hot booty. Hot.
Thank you everyone for listening to this wonderful game, the Porn Identity.
Clitoris.
If you're still listening,
Thank you for sticking with us throughout the show. We really appreciate you sticking around.
but I'm sorry.
Click.
So,
Click. Cock.
Thank you again to
Snap. Crackle.
the
Click.
filthy mouth Tony Bartolone.
exactly and
Snap,
Edwin
crackle,
Santos
clit,
and anyone who said clit during this panel,
which is all of
would
us,
be
I believe.
Everyone
Everyone
else.
give yourselves a hand.
Very
You're degenerates.
slow, shameful clap for everyone.
The clap of shame.
Thank you so
And you
much.
and the clit.
The clap of shame.
Yes.
The clap. What's the clap?
I think it's the slang for gonorrhea.
No, I mean that would be a good porn name, is one. Anyway,
Yes.
if there was a movie called What's
The
the
parent
Clap,
trap.
then there could be
The
What's the
parent
Clap.
clap.
Yeah.
No. You don't want people to be thinking about VD when they're going to watch a porno.
That's gross. Anyway, say goodbye
Maybe
to
you do.
Jezebel.
Depends on what you're into.
Say goodbye to
No,
the
because
lustrous,
it's like, hey, don't have
the
sex
lustrous
with
cat
other
Doss. Shut up,
people.
Tony.
Give VD. Watch
The
our
lustrous
porno
cat
instead.
Doss. The incandescent Tony Bartolone.
Thank you.
The world weary.
Road weary or
World weary, I think.
World road.
The Road Warrior.
The road.
Road warrior. I like that
Yeah,
better.
Road warrior.
The road warrior. Edwin Santos and myself. The lovable
The
and
self-proclaimed hilarious Elle Latham and the poofy Jezebel. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Clit.
Just one more time for good night.
Penis!
Vagina.
Bleep. No, forget.
Butt.
Boobies!
You have to say one, Edwin.
One. One. Okay.
Ass hair.
Pussy fart. There we go.
Oh,
That
Jesus, man.
He came out of nowhere.
God, you guys,
Nah.
can we? I don't feel.
On that note.
I don't feel clean anymore.
Thank you so much for
God.
thank you so much for enduring this,
Jeez,
guys.
like,
And stay tuned for more
just said
episodes. We really appreciate your listening, and
Come back.
please don't take this to mean anything. Thank you.
testicles.